Talking about nervous palms, that's me right now. So I have a quick question. Thank you very much. I've got a question to start this off. Have you ever heard a song that just made you wonder, what the heck was that person going through in their life when they wrote that? Like, how deep did they have to dig to find that moment? For me, that song is always Landslide from Fleetwood Mac. I sit at home and I'm like, Stevie, what were you going through when you wrote that? Like, how hard was life in that moment, you know? These are the things that keep me up at night. But one of the things I realized is it's like, how beautiful is it that she has this creative outlet to be able to share that with other people, and just how important having a creative outlet can be for us to be able to express emotion, whether it's through celebrating love or happiness, congratulations, or just like going through times of coping. And that's where I find myself, and that's what sort of inspired this, is that a few months ago, you know, things weren't going so great for me, and I truly needed to find a tool to express all that was going on. Excuse me. I'm gonna share a little backstory. About 10 months ago, broke up with the love of my life, and I also lost my grandma a few months after that. Dude, talk about tough times. Yeah, that was me all the time. Oh. You know, it was just truly an experience I wasn't ready for. And so I'm sure many of you have found yourself there where you're just trying to like balance and keep everything going just to stay normal, you know? This album did that for me, actually. It kind of kickstarted my ability to, yeah, J. Cole fans, what's up? You know? This particular track, Intro, it asks two simple questions. Do you want to be happy? And do you want to be free? Duh. But at the time, it was so impactful to me because I was just so lost within myself. It was like, I needed to find a way to express that. And so a while back, I used to be in a pop punk band, and once I heard that song, it kind of reminded me of that experience, and I was like, music is my tool. This is how I can possibly try to express myself again. So that's how this project kind of started. My old band was called City Night Symphony, and I was like, I'm gonna take these emotions I'm feeling, create music based on that, shoot a video based on the music, and then we'll hang out with my friends and make some artwork based on that whole experience. Package it up, and then share it. Well, the first few songs were kind of amazing, but not really. They were actually really bad. What do you think when you haven't made music for 10 years, right? Well, there was something interesting in that process because although these songs were really raw and unpolished and just loud for no reason, all of these different voices that were inside of me were like, come on, man, let me get out there, let me try this. And so each song kind of just progressed so that I was able to take these emotions and go from being like, I'm feeling sad, to I'm feeling really bummed out about losing my grandma and my ex, and I just need to figure out a way to express that. Do you want to listen to it? And people wanted to. I was like, sweet. And so through that process, the more songs I made, the more I started to realize that this project isn't just gonna be a one-stop shop. Like, the ability to process whether it's love or happiness or sadness, you know, needs more than that. And that's kind of how Soundist came around, officially the Soundist project. It's the ability to take the emotions that you're feeling at any point and then express it, for me, through music so that I can share that moment with other people. Thank you. I listened to Fleetwood Mac again, like probably last night, because it's my, my song. And I started to listen to Landslide again, and I was like, oh, Stevie, wait, I think I might have been thinking about this wrong. Maybe you had already gone through whatever it was that you needed to, and you just finally found a moment to sit back and be like, dang, let me write this down real quick, and get your life kind of back on track. So for me, I was like, yeah, this is the part where I start to say, okay, well, I am feeling a little older and a little bolder, so maybe I should just take all this and package it. And that's how we ended up with the first song called Measure of a Man. Tuesday was the kind of like culmination of the experience that as long as I was true to myself in my music, I could share that with someone else and that someone would hear that story. And that was the most important part. It wasn't so much like, what was the story, Similar here to Introductions, which was my first EP I came out with. This represented the culmination of the story of the breakup, the recovery, the what is next, the ambiguity of all of that. And finally, it all culminated into me playing my first show, which was at the beginning of this month. Never thought I'd be there, and if you told me 10 months ago that that's what I'd be doing, I wouldn't have believed you, but fortunately, music had another plan. Thank you.